Hi there, fellow teachers. Welcome back to my channel. I am April from Teach Travel Read, and I am so excited to have you here today on this new journey. Today, we're going to be talking all about pre-reading activities to engage your students before a novel study. Whether you are a veteran teacher or just starting out, you will find lots of tips and tricks and ideas available to you in this video. These strategies will help spark that excitement and enthusiasm in your students before you dive into a new book. Before I jump in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell to stay up to date on all of the latest teaching tips and tricks for you. So grab your favorite beverage, sit on back, and let's get started. First, let's talk about pre-reading activities. Why are they so important? Why not just start reading a novel? Well, think of them as like a warm-up before the main event. Have you ever been to a concert? You got something warming you up before the big thing comes out. So we want to get our students primed and ready before they dive into the story. There are lots of ways that you can do this, and I'm going to share multiple ideas with you. Pick a couple to start, and then you can continue to build upon that throughout your teaching journey and career. One way that you can get students up and moving in the classroom while engaging in learning about a new novel is something that I call story snippets. It's where you have a piece of paper and you actually get to take some lines from the novel and type them out, write them out, do whatever you want for that novel, print them out, have the students draw one, and then they walk around and share these quotes from the book. It really gets them thinking about what the book could be about, making predictions, starting to invest and understanding more about what's going on with the book. I even have these available in my Teachers Pay Teachers store, so after this video, you could go check those out. Another engaging pre-reading activity for your students is through the use of role play. Who doesn't want to get up and act something out here and there? Encourage the students to step into the shoes of the characters and imagine how they might feel or react in various situations. Not only does this foster that empathy that students so desperately need to learn, but it also gets them excited to explore the story from multiple perspectives. Imagine the classroom buzzing with excitement as students bring those characters to life through improvisation and dialogue. It's a sure way to build that anticipation for the novel ahead. Another thing you can do is actually have a book tasting. So when you have a book tasting for one novel, you're actually having the students dive deeper into the novel you're getting ready to read. Set up the classroom so that it's designed, maybe it looks like an actual tasting experience with checker tablecloths or maybe coffee house themed vibes. Or you don't have to do a whole transformation. You could have the students have a little menu and they are looking for things from the book. Are there illustrations? What are some of the chapter titles? What do they learn about the author? What do they learn from the synopsis on the back of the book? All of those types of things. They can explore the front cover, look at imagery from that and see what do they think that means as they are reading the book. That's a simple way to have a book tasting for your students with just one novel. Another thing that you can do is you can actually bring in items that are symbolic to the book. This is one of my favorite things that I do with a specific novel that we read related to the American Revolution. I have very specific items related to what they learn about in the book, like the 13 Colonies flag, Union Jack, a ship, a printing press, sealed secret envelopes. It gets them excited to find out what's going to be in this book, and we actually keep referencing them as we go throughout the book so that they can go back and see, were their predictions correct, or how are they digging deeper into what the symbolism is behind those actual objects. They love it, and it really gets them excited to learn more about what's going on in the story. You can also do a classroom transformation. I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, but it doesn't have to be a huge transformation full of all of these different things. It can be something as simple as putting up some posters around the room related to your story, putting up some objects in the room related to your story. It doesn't have to be a big to-do, but if it does, if that's something that you enjoy, then go for it. I've actually had ships created. A parent created them for our explorers unit, and then we used them as we were reading a novel as well to keep that momentum going and that excitement going. Anything that you can do to engage your students makes it more fun for them and, frankly, fun for you too. Another way that you can get students involved with learning about the novel before you even begin reading is through something called a concept map. Here's how it works. So picture this: the students gather around, they brainstorm ideas and connections about the upcoming novel that they're going to read. It's a fantastic way to activate that prior knowledge related to the topic of what they're getting ready to read and get them thinking critically about what themes may emerge or what characters they're going to encounter. Maybe they have prior knowledge related to another novel they've read by that same author, or another similar information based on the historical aspect of a novel or the realistic fiction aspect of a novel. Of course, let's not forget all of the things that could be useful in terms of a visual aid. Have the students create a story collage or a timeline to really visualize the narrative of the story, the plot, those key events as they continue to read. So thinking about what could you do before you start reading it is create a map of different events that are going to occur, and as you continue to go through, the students can add to the story. It really helps tap into their understanding of the novel, but it also helps thinking about things in creative if you're using visuals. You can think about having students cutting and pasting, arranging images and snippets of text to capture the essence of the story. It's a really hands-on approach that makes the reading experience come alive for the students. Another one of my absolute favorite ways to engage students before reading, during, and after reading actually, is through the use of STEM activities. So you could have the students do a STEM activity before you ever start reading a novel with something related to what's going on. For example, one of my favorite books is Charlotte's Web. So I could have them create something STEM related. Maybe I have the students create a pigsty. Totally made that up. But then as they're reading the novel, they're going to understand the importance of that. Maybe I have them create a web of some kind. Again, they're going to understand the importance of that idea. Again, you can use STEM throughout the novel. It doesn't have to be just before the novel, but you can use it during and after as well. Lastly, don't forget about using multimedia to get your students engaged in what they're getting ready to read. This could be a relevant video clip. It could be listening to a podcast. It could be reading news articles. It can be so many different things related to multimedia that get the students engaged in learning in what they are going to read about. It builds that prior knowledge so that they have understanding about what they are reading. It's a great way to get those students invested that may be a little more hesitant. So, are you ready to take your pre-reading activities to the next level? Don't forget to check out my TPT store for all of the resources that I have available for you, and I'm always continuously adding more. If you want a specific novel, please send me a message or comment below, and I will be happy to add that to my list. I hope you found these strategies helpful and useful. Get inspired and feel the inspiration from your students. Try them out in your own classroom and let me know how it goes. Remember, the journey to a love of reading starts with just a single page, and with the right pre-reading activities, you can ignite that spark in your students' hearts and in their minds. Thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button down below. and I love this journey for you.